So I was called to diagnose this vehicle. This vehicle is a CHR Toyota CHR 2022 or 2021. So the whole issue is they are not able to communicate with some modules like the body control modules and other things. So they called me purposely for communication issue. Let's go through it. So the main purpose is a communication issue, and we are going to identify the problem which is causing the communication, because they are not able to program a key to it. They are not able to program a key for this vehicle, and you can see I'm able to communicate with some modules, and the ignition is also on, but they are not able to add key to it or do anything. You can see I'm not able to communicate with the main body control module. No response. So let's go to report. Report will show us the amount of modules we are able to communicate with. So if you see, these are the modules we are able to communicate with, and moreover this vehicle has what we call CAN gateway. So with the CAN gateway, normally you will not have most of the access on the OBD ports. All the access will be on the gateway module, because it has been designed such a way that every query that the scan tool sends to the vehicle will pass through the gateway for it to communicate with other control modules on the vehicle. So when it happens that way, diagnosing it becomes a bit difficult. So let's go to our wiring diagram. So this is the CAN signal I'm getting. This is the CAN signal I'm getting when the vehicle is active. So let me go back and do quick erase so that my scan tool can communicate with it, and you see it shows a little bit communication going on. Let me change my time base and see. So this is the moment at which the scan tool is sending query to the gateway, and the gateway also is responding. So at this point it's erasing all the faults, and let's go to my, so this is my wiring diagram. So if you can see, I'm using the OEM diagram today. I'm using the OEM diagram. So with this one, I'm not able to communicate with the certificate unit. I'm not able to communicate with the, so you can see we are not able to communicate with the main control body. Mostly sometimes the combination meter, which is the CAN, which is the instrument cluster, has a lot of CAN modules on it. So this is the main socket I have to search for. That is a junction connector, which means all these CAN lines come in contact with each other. So mostly on Toyota OEM wiring diagram, when you see this sign, it shows that there is another portion somewhere. So this is the remaining part, and you can see radio and display. Then we have our telematic transceiver. So I can't go to the modules, but I can find this because they've dismantled everything in the vehicle. So what I'm going to do now is I'll attack it, remove the top socket, and check the issues. So after a long search, I found out that this is the unit I'm talking about. So what I'm going to do is there's the CAN lines, and you can see I'm having a bad CAN communication. And the next thing I can do is, one of these wires is causing the problem, but for my research I found out that normally when you take out this CAN, it should be like two CANs, because one goes to the gateway module. So I think this two goes to the gateway module. For my wiring diagram, that's the 1 and 12 goes to the gateway module. So I'll test all of them and see which one will cause the problem. So it's a junction connector, and I've removed the connector from it, so it's no longer a junction connector, and you can see I'm having a good can waveform. So there is can high. Let me move to the next one, which should be can low, and you can see I'm getting a good can waveform. So that tells me that one of these is causing the issue. Let me test the exact wire and bring you guys back. So after testing it, I was able to identify that. You can see I'm having a bad can communication. That's can high. So let me move it. That's on pin 5, and let me go to the next one. And you can see can low also. I'm having bad can communication. So it could be that this is the can line that is causing the issue. So what I'm going to do is, let me check on pin 5 for my wiring diagram. So if you can see, this pin 5 and pin 16, and the unit it controls is the certificate unit. So the certificate unit is located here. That's the smart key or smart box. So if you disconnect it, the ignition will go off and the can system will go to sleep. So what I'll do is I'll end up cutting the wire here so that later I can rejoin them. So I'll end up cutting the wire at this point, then later I can rejoin them, then fix my connector and see if I'll be able to communicate with the main body unit. So let me do that and bring you guys back. So now I've disconnected the two wires, and this is how the junction connector looks like. So anytime you hear of junction connector, this is how it looks like, and you can see I'm having a good can wave form. So let me plug the junction connector and see if I'll be able to communicate with the other units. Wow, if I'll be able to communicate with the other units. So now what I'll do is, let me see if we can communicate with the main where is it, main body. Main body no response. Okay, still no communication. Okay, so now let me check why I'm not able to communicate with them. Let me remove this connector again and check and see which of them brings the can line down after connecting it. So that means there will be one in it again that brings the can line down. So let me do that. Okay, so after testing again, I found out that this 2 is also bringing, the number 2 is bringing the can line down. If you can see my scope, you can see that one also is bringing the can line down, and you can see the kind of can communication I'm having on it. What I'll do now is, let me find another wire and tap and see if it will work. So now that's what I'm going to do. You can see, so I've connected another wire here. So anytime I join any pin that is bad, the can line will go off or it will start misbehaving. So I'm doing the top ones. All the top ones are can low. So let me do it first and bring you guys back. So after connecting it on pin 4, you can see on pin 4 I'm having this bad can communication. So what I'm going to do is, let me check what controls on pin 4, and then I'll know what to do from there also. So with this one, let me check pin 4. Yeah, so this is pin 4, and pin 4 is the AC amplifier. So let me see if I'll find the AC amplifier and disconnect it from there. So after finding out, I couldn't find the unit which is related to the AC control unit. I couldn't find it, so I came here also to cut it so that I'll separate it. Then later when I find it, because they've disassembled everything, so what I'll do now is, you can see my CAN line is communicating. So what I'll do now is, let me fix it. Let me fix my connector. And the moment I fix the connector, you can see now you see N, which means neutral. So now you can see some of the information showing up. So what I'm going to do is, let me enter into my body control module, and it used to tell me no communication. So now I'm able to communicate with the body control module. So I'll speak to the customer to replace the AC control unit and the Smartra, because I can't communicate with it for me to program a key for it. If I can communicate with it, that one I can program a key for the vehicle, but now I can't communicate with it, so that means I can't program any key for it. So what I'm going to do now is, so you can see it's telling me the control unit lost because they've disconnected the airbag and some of the control modules. So I'm done with my diagnosis. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to my channel for more videos. I think now when I do auto scan, I should have most of the control units communicating, because all the control units on this line will be able to communicate with each other. So all the control unit on this line, so these two wires are the main culprit which were bringing the CAN line down. So now I'll leave it and call it a fix. Speak to the customer, let him get some of the control unit, then we'll see what we can do about it. And most of the unit that the machine is also not able to communicate with it could be as a result of because they have been dismantled, or because they have been removed. So for now, I'm done with my diagnosis. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to my channel for more videos. So if you can see, I'm able to communicate with the main body. That was my main focus. So I'll speak to the client about it and let him continue from there. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to my channel for more videos.